Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Now I couldn't get out for a hunt this week sadly, so instead I've got my Simplex, I've got my Legend, and I'm going to be answering the most common questions I get in the comment sections of my YouTube channel and on social media about these machines. I'm Adam, these are my metal detectors, and this is your frequently asked questions answered. Welcome to D-Tekt Sussex. Okay, so this is a frequently asked questions video, as I said in the intro. So what I've done is I've gone back through all the questions I get asked on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, and some of the questions I see popping up a lot on some of the Facebook groups for the Nokta machines and metal detecting in general. And I've made a little list and I'm going to answer a few of them today. If you're new to the channel, ordinarily I'll be out for a hunt every single week, and then just occasionally if I can't get out, I'll stick a video like this in. If that's the kind of thing you're into, hit the subscribe button and hopefully we'll see more hunt videos in the very near future. Right, let's get into the first question. So let's kick things off with the carbon fibre shaft. Now on the Simplex, it's an optional extra. On the Legend, it comes as standard. What does it do? Well, it makes the machine lighter. It's lighter than the stock shaft. It also has less flex than the plastic stock shaft does. So if you're using the heavier coils, it's easier on the arm, and it does stop the flex that you get when you're using those heavier coils out in the field. There is a bit of a thing to be aware of on these though, especially if you're using them on the beach, as I do. I found this and a few other people have asked me about it. If you're using them on the beach, especially if the beach has got a lot of clay particles on it, the sand, the water and the clay, basically those are the ingredients of cement. So what you may find is you use the machine fine for a week or two on the beach, you go to for a third week and you try to extend the machine, having contracted it for storage, try and extend the machine out and the bottom shaft is stuck and you need a lot of force to get it out. What I found is if you go down the beach, before and after, get some WD-40 or something similar, some kind of lubricant, protectant, that kind of thing. If you've got something with Teflon in, that's even better. Just give it a quick spray on the lower shaft. Okay, it'll prevent that build-up of the clay and the sand and the water in the fibrous pores of the carbon fibre shaft, and it'll mean you won't have to try and wrench that shaft out of the machine the following week. Okay, it just saves you a lot of hassle. So yeah, get some WD-40 or something similar, spray it down the lower shaft before you start, and that should sort you out, no problem at all. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the coils for the machines. Now there are a lot of coils available for the two machines. The Legend's got two new coils coming out shortly. There are small circular coils, there are elliptical coils, and there are quite standard circular coils. They're all double D coils for both machines. That simply means that the way the coils are arranged means that the field that comes out of the sensing field, comes out of the coil, comes out in a sort of a line, a blade, as opposed to a circle, which is what you get, or a cone shape, which is what you get on a concentric coil. It just means they're more precise. You've got a much more precise field to detect your targets with. Now, if you're using the smaller coils, like the SP22, even the elliptical SP24 on the Simplex, or on the Legend, you've got the LG15 and the soon-to-be out LG24 elliptical coil. Those are brilliant for sites where you've got lots of obstacles. So things like fields with stubble, anywhere you've got lots of rocks or trees or bushes, that kind of thing that you want to get the core right up close to. The smaller coils are brilliant for that, especially the elliptical coils. They'll get right in tight to those areas. The elliptical coils themselves tend to be more precise because rather than being circular, they are elliptical. It means the field that comes out the bottom of the coil is narrower, which means if you're in a really trashy site, or a site with loads and loads and loads of targets, or a site with lots of iron, it's much easier with those coils to pick out targets in amongst all of the rest. So you can hear a good target. You're more likely to separate the good target with an elliptical coil than with the large circular coil. And if you're out on open fields, open farm fields where the public don't tend to go, you're not going to get much trash. You want the big coils, the LG35, the SP35 as well. As I said, 2 new coils coming out very soon for the Legend. I'm hoping to have those in my hands very shortly to give them a little bit of a test and show you what they can do. That's the LG24. The SP24 on the Simplex is the most popular coil for that machine. Loads of people love that coil. It's the small elliptical coil. So we're looking forward to trying that out. And the LG30 on the Legend is coming out soon. That's another elliptical coil, but it's larger. It's just slightly bigger than the stock. So yeah, looking forward to giving those a try. Stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and I will be showing those off very shortly. Just one quick additional note on the coils. A lot of machines out there require you to do some kind of a reset or similar on the machine once you've changed the coil. You don't need to do that for the Legend or the Simplex. Simply change the coil, plug it in, turn the machine back on, and it will adjust itself to the new coil. It will recalibrate itself to the new coil. That's all you need to do, just plug and play. Okay, let's talk about software updates. Now, both the Simplex and the Legend are updatable. It's a brilliant system that Nokta have introduced for these machines. It means that they can create a machine, they can test it in-house in their labs, they can send it out for worldwide testers to play with, and then they can release it to the market. But what they can't do is test it in every situation, at every location around the world. It just can't happen. So once the machines are out there, they get feedback from the customers and they can put out updates to improve the machine. They can also take suggestions from the customers to make sure that they can add new features. For example, on the Simplex, they added a mute function to the machine after a few updates, so that if you've got a pinpointer that interferes with it, you can just mute the machine when you're doing your digging and there's no problem whatsoever. Fantastic addition to that particular machine. They've done it for both machines so far. There's a new update coming out for the Legend soon, so look out for that, and who knows what features are going to be added to that. I haven't been told yet, but yeah, really looking forward to seeing what they do. Now, there is a little bit of controversy with the Simplex and the updates, and all I can do is give you the facts on this. A lot of people have some strong opinions, so don't shoot the messenger. I can just tell you what the facts are. So the Simplex, the most recent 2 updates for the Simplex are software updates 2.77 and 2.78. Okay, there are people out there who are adamant that 2.77 is better than 2.78. It's less chatty or what have you. There are loads of people out there also who say that 2.78 is better of the two. It's less chatty, it's better, it's deeper, all this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to try and put this to bed now. Please take my word for this. I've checked this with D-Tekt on numerous occasions. We've checked with the engineers at Nokta. Please trust me on this, okay? There is no difference in performance between 2.77 and 2.78. Okay, they changed one tiny piece of code between those two software updates. Basically, with 2.77, the depth on the machine was really, really good, but they found, or lots of users found, that when you are detecting at fringe depths, right on the edge of the machine's range, the VDI numbers became wobbly and unusable. Now that's normal for most detectors. When you get to the edge of the range, the VDIs will not be quite so reliable. But because the machine is designed for a lot of beginners, a lot of people were complaining about it. They thought that the machine was broken, that the update had messed it up. So what Nokta did was they came up with 2.78, and all that did was just add one little bit of code to cut off the VDIs when they get wobbly at fringe depths. That's it. They just stopped displaying the VDIs at depth. The machine is still detecting the same. You get the same tone, you get the same depth, you get the same stability. They changed nothing on the performance aspects of the machine on 2.78 compared to 2.77. A lot of people have gone out, they've updated from 2.77 to 2.78, for example, and had a bad hunt. A lot of people are excited when a new update comes out. They forget to turn their phone off. They don't realise there's some EMI in the area. They haven't quite taken into account all the environmental impacts of what's going on. Could be more moist than it was the last time they were there in the ground. There's loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of things which could be within their control or outside of their control, which could have meant that they had a bad hunt when they did the update. And it's natural, if you've just updated the machine, you have a bad hunt, you blame it on the update. There is, honestly, trust me, there is no performance difference between the two. I've used both and noticed no difference, okay? And I've had it from the top, from the people who actually make it. There is no difference in the two bits of software. So hopefully that helps, hopefully that answers your questions. Don't shoot the messenger. If you like using 2.77, you're happy using that, please use it. If you're happy using 2.78, you're getting good results with that, please use that as well. Okay, no one's telling you you have to use one or the other. You can use an earlier update if you want. As long as you're enjoying the machine and finding stuff, that is all that matters. Okay, but hopefully that answers that question, because that is a question I get a lot. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so I see a lot of comments online about the Simplex on the beach. They say the Simplex is not a good beach machine. Take it from Adam. It is a very good beach machine, okay? It really, really is. If you want to see proof of that, go to my channel, head to the playlists, go to the beach detecting playlists and watch all of my videos on the beach with the Simplex. You'll see what I'm finding. You'll see how good it is, how chatter-free it is. It's really, really good on the beach if you set it up correctly. Okay, the machine is designed for beginners. It's also designed for experts. The idea is if you're a beginner, you're probably going to be detecting on the dry stuff. You knock it into beach mode, you're going to have a good hunt. Okay, no two ways about it. If you're going to be a bit more experienced and you're going to be going down to the wet sand or hunting around wet rocks or any saltwater detecting really, you need to set the machine up a little bit differently. So go into park mode 2 or all metal mode. I favour all metal mode on the wet. Okay, but park mode 2 is also a good choice. Some people do field mode and that's okay, but I prefer park 2 or all metal mode for the wet stuff. The most important thing you need to do is take the ground balance down to 0. Okay, that will eliminate all the chatter, all the mineralization you'll get in the sand. Okay, do those two things, you'll have a great hunt. If you are going to use park 2, knock the iron volume down to 1 bar. That'll just reduce the sound of the iron and it should just unmask any good targets that are close to lumps of iron under the sand. Do those things and the Simplex will work brilliantly for you on the beach. Will it be as good as a simultaneous multi-frequency machine like the Legend? No. That's just physics. The technology on a simultaneous multi-frequency machine is just going to handle the wet stuff a little bit better. It'll go a bit deeper, you'll find more stuff. But can the Simplex handle the wet stuff without chatter? Yes, absolutely. Just follow those steps. Park 2 or all metal mode and set the ground balance to 0 and you'll be absolutely fine. Get out there with your Simplex on the beach, have fun. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions I get is, what's the blue thing on the cable? So the blue thing on the cable is called a snake skins with a Z on the end. It's a plastic sheath that goes over the cable. It's designed to protect it from sharp objects, brambles, rocks, that kind of thing. And also just to look a bit cool. Okay, it's there to pimp out your machine. They do various different colors and designs on them, so you can get all sorts of things to suit your taste. In terms of where to get them from, most metal detecting shops these days will do them. I don't have an association with a shop, so I don't have a discount code for you. But if you head over to my friend Aaron at South Coast Detecting, he's got an association with LP Metal Detecting, who I get a lot of my stuff from, and he does have a discount code. So if you head over to one of his videos, subscribe to him while you're there if you haven't already. Subscribe to his channel, and yeah, he's got a discount code there. You can use it LP, and yeah, you should be able to get yourself a snake skins from there. Okay, so while we're on the subject of accessories, I've got my Nokta Legend here, and this is my most favourite recent accessory for the Legend. Just pop the machine down for a second. So this is the control box cover for the Legend. It's come out 2 or 3 months ago, I think now. It's made primarily of neoprene, nice good quality stretchy neoprene. You've got a mesh panel on the back for the speaker. It's got the new Nokta logo on the back, which is lovely. And you've got the buttons printed here. A lot of people have started painting in the graphics on the buttons because they can't see them in low light. If you want to do that but you don't want to paint your machine, get this, because you've got the buttons on there and they line up perfectly with the buttons on the machine. Just make sure you pull it down on the control box as far as you can. It's also got this plastic see-through area for the screen to give you a little bit of extra protection from scratches and scrapes on your screen. Really good accessory. Most Nokta suppliers will have these. So yeah, get yourself a nice extra little accessory for the Legend. Okay, so a question I get asked a lot is, which metal detector should I get? Now, that answer is going to vary depending on who you are, how much experience you've got, and what kind of detecting you're doing. Now, the Simplex and the Legend are the two machines I use the most. They're the ones I know the most about, so those are the ones I'm going to focus on here. If you are a beginner to metal detecting, if you are someone who's been using maybe a basic detector for a little while, you want to upgrade to something a little bit better, or if you've been away from the hobby for a long time and you're not used to the modern style of machine, go for the Simplex. It's an easy to use machine, easy to learn, it won't take you long, but it's got a few more advanced features than the most basic detectors out there. You can ground balance on it, you can adjust the iron volume, for example, and it will just teach you the basics of the machine. It's also really, really powerful. You'll get good depth, you'll find some good stuff on it, and so you'll still probably be using it in 2 or 3 years' time. It's not something you're going to have for 4 months and then outgrow. If you are a bit more experienced, if you've been using maybe the Simplex for a few years or a similar detector for a few years and you feel like you're ready for something a little bit more advanced, then go for the Legend. It's a simultaneous multi-frequency machine. That means it'll be more stable, it'll go deeper, and you will find more stuff, but there are a lot more menus, a lot more settings on there that you need to play with in order to set it up properly for the environment that you're in. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you are a beginner, if you're new to this kind of stuff, or you haven't used a more advanced detector before, it might be best to go for the Simplex. If you go straight for the Legend, it's probably going to be a little bit overwhelming. And the last thing I would want is for you to buy a Legend and get really disheartened and stop metal detecting altogether. Go for the Simplex, learn that, and then work your way up to the Legend, maybe after a couple of years when you're ready. Okay, so those are the most common questions I get asked about online. If you have any other questions relating to the Nokta gear or anything that I've said in this video, please drop me a comment down below. I'm always happy to answer them if I can. Don't forget, if you want to get yourself some Nokta gear, head over to the Nokta website. The link will be in the description down below. There's a tool on there for you to find your local Nokta distributor. Also, don't forget, I'll be getting the brand new Legend coils, the LG24 and the LG30, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Once they arrive, I'll be doing a test of all 5 of the coils on the Legend. I'll be doing a depth comparison test, so you can see roughly how much difference there is between each and every single one of those coils, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget, if you want to see regular metal detecting videos, mostly hunts every single week, hit the subscribe button down below and you'll get exactly that from me each and every single week. Have yourselves a fantastic week, everybody, and I will see you soon. Take care.